For all the climate change activists who don't actually understand how these things work, see this? This represents the iceberg floating over the ocean. What happens when the iceberg melts? The ocean level remains the same. Huh? Checkmate. Except what happens when that ice is over land and not over the ocean? Hey everyone, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to some more confidently incorrect individuals. Let's get started. So, bro wrote 2 entire paragraphs thinking he was right. He wasn't even impatient, he was just trying to see past everyone. Excuse me, but it's spelled past with a T. Actually, the word past is the past tense of the verb to pass. The verb pass, when used in the present tense, would look like this. I will pass the ball to you. If you substituted the word pass for past, I passed the ball to you, it signifies that this happened previously. Next time, some research would help you. And when past is used as an adjective, it refers to a time gone by or something from, done, or used in an earlier time. Below are some examples, and at this point we're not even gonna bother to click read more, since, you know, we already get it, the dude's grammar is just wrong. And now forget the firmament, this flat-brainer claims that the sky is made of molten glass. What? Electromagnetic spectrum and spectroscopy and how X-ray telescopes work, it's the basic law of physics. And the flat-brainer replies, it's CGI, look up with your telescope, they can't break the molten crystal glass ceiling above. How can X-ray telescope penetrate a galaxy that doesn't exist? Except those are luminaries in the sky. This dude heard the term glass ceiling and literally thought the ceiling was made of glass. Hashtag wake up, people. I'm surprised the dude didn't use the term sheeple. Wait, molten crystal glass? So you're saying the sky is practically lava? Have you even seen molten glass? I suggest you watch an example of glass making before sprouting the hilariously most dumbass answer I've ever heard. Further proof that you don't know how the laws of physics work. I honestly hope that person was just doing a little trolling on Facebook, because otherwise the dude just has some unhinged ideas about the world. This next one claims gotten isn't a word and then proceeds to deny the dictionary. Excuse me, but gotten isn't a word. Actually, here you go. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, gotten is indeed a word. The fact that you've sent me a link to an American dictionary speaks volumes. I mean, American English is still English, right? This has got to be one of the most brain-dead comments I've ever seen in my life. Maybe you should have gotten some education past age 10, LMFAO. Gotten is definitely a word. Y'all just use got these days. It's an old word still in use here, like many other terms that y'all don't use anymore. It's almost as if you don't understand the effects a diaspora has on a language. Shrugs. Watch out, you might make this dude's brain implode by your usage of the word y'all. And now we have someone here who doesn't know how chess works. They basically think castling is illegal in chess. What's funny is it's still 2 moves since you move 2 pieces, and I proved it multiple times. I played chess in middle school, and every time someone would castle, I'd always move 2 pieces on my turn, and every time a ref would say I can't move 2 pieces, I'd point out how castling is allowed, then regardless, and they'd immediately drop the subject and let me continue playing. Case in point, don't say you can only move 1 piece on your turn, then make an exception, starting with the letter A, for a move unless the other player gets to move 2 pieces that they choose in exchange. Other than castling is an approved move in chess and always has been, the fact that you don't like the rules doesn't matter. Hate the game, not the player, since the game contradicts its own rules. It's also cute how you try to put words in my mouth. I never said I didn't like the rules. Lol, this is like if I caught you eating cake with a big grin on your face, but you replied, I never said I liked cake. No, this confidently incorrect individual is trying to make his own rules at this point. Dude is going into a full-on rage once he hears about en passant. And now, you sure about that, buddy? Dude, Asia and Europe are not continents. Laughing emojis. Those are just parts of the world. Even more laughing, and even clown emojis. Well, technically this person is right, they're not continents. This next one doesn't know how percentages or averages work. The established truth is well beyond your claim of how just some women view this issue. Men are much more supportive of women going topless in public than women are. 54% of men say that they think it's acceptable for a woman to go topless on the beach compared to only 25% of women. Women overwhelmingly think it's unacceptable for them to go topless at the beach or swimming pool, while men tend to say they would be more than happy with that. Meanwhile, the confidently incorrect one replies, so approximately 79% of all people are fine with topless women. I'd say that's a majority. Thanks for proving my point for me. Percentages depend on the total number of things in each group. Adding them up might give us a wrong average because we're not considering how many things are in each group. And No Stable replies, this is brilliant. 75% of men like chocolate and 75% of women like chocolate. So it must mean, OMG, 150% of people like chocolate. Totally flawless logic right there. No mathematical issues at all. Perfect. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then why not like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell? 2 out of 10 then, your username is lying. Actually, it's your, YOU_RE, r/grammar fails, Facepalm, and that's where you belong because you are incorrect. Enjoy your 226 downvotes and counting. And now today I learned a hexagon has 8 sides, according to this individual. The disappointment I felt when I realized that at least 6,700 plus people don't know that a stop sign is a hexagon and not an octagon. You really think over 6,700 people are wrong and not you. This next one completely forgot about the orders of operations. For those who clearly don't know basic multiplication in math, 3 plus 2 equals 5 and 5 times 3 is 15, therefore 3 plus 2 times 3 is 15. Update on what they said after I told them it's not 15. Me, I can tell you that it's not 15. Them, source, me. Tons of textbooks, calculators, websites, and even being a math major. Them, dude, I said basic, not advanced math. What you were talking about is advanced math, not basic math, because apparently the complexity of the math changes the answer. And this dude is acting like if the order of operations can only be known by only the best of mathematicians. And now, can someone please explain vaccines to these people? Did y'all actually got vaccinated? With 4 sobbing emojis. Yes, and then I moved on with my life. It was one of the most insignificant events of my life. Literally nothing changed. Like, why are y'all so obsessed it's getting weird? But this person really replied, because you no longer have DNA, you have RNA. Those who did take it tend to be denial to various things because of the RNA. What kind of science does this person even believe in? Not any that makes any sense, that's for sure. And now I assure you, you're wrong. Here's how hook and loop straps works. Well, you beat me to it. QI taught me this a long time ago. Excuse me, but it's QA, not QI. A lot of people say quality insurance instead of assurance, but quality insurance isn't really a thing, and it's definitely not a department of. But that's cool they taught this to you. A lot of times no one really gets along with the QA department folks, and sometimes for good reason. Is there a subreddit for being this confident and completely wrong at the same time? Yeah, it's called r/confidentlyincorrect. Welcome! They were probably referring to the show QI in this instance, which has nothing to do with quality insurance. It just stands for quite interesting. This next one does not understand what per capita means. Now look, I agree that the US kind of sucks balls in so many facets, but let's not compare a population of 360 million to populations 56 and 68 million and then steadily dropping from there. I love the idea of universal healthcare, but if you scaled those populations' maternal mortality rates to 360 million, tell me, how does that make those numbers look? The deaths are per 100,000 live births, so they've already been scaled, my dude. A lot of idiots not understanding extrapolation and how the lack of skews the makeup of a graph. It's deaths per 100,000 live births. That's it. It is not deaths extrapolated out to mirror the population of the US versus other industrialized nations based on their current population's maternal death rate. You morons think there isn't a difference in how many hundreds of thousands of births occur in a nation of, say, Canada with 38.25 million people versus the US with 331.19 million people? I am absolutely not defending the maternal mortality rate of a country with hundreds of billionaires. What I am trying to enlighten you reactionary bozos on is how there is no scaling happening in this graph. It's just comparing maternal death rates in a country that had 3.75 million live births in 2022 to a country, this time France, that had just 683,000 births last year. Wait a minute, are you really so dense that you think 100,000 live American births can't be compared to 100,000 live Canadian births? What do you think the Canadians in the graph are giving birth to? Kittens? Ah, this is an excellent impression of a complete idiot. The way you can turn it on just by sharing your thoughts is spot on. I like to call this brilliance through stupidity. And the dude at this point triples down. How in the world are you people not getting it? I understand that it's hard for people to use critical thinking in the present day as everything is broken down into 8-second videos for your tiny spans of attention. What does that have to do with anything? But in what world do morons think a country birthing more than 5 times as many babies going to have as low a mortality as France, Canada, UK, etc. that have 16% of the US population? Jesus, people. The whole purpose of looking at a rate rather than an absolute count is to eliminate population as a variable so you can compare large with small populations. Literally multiple people have told you pretty much the same thing and you still don't get it. This is exhausting. We've got to move on. And now this person, Reddit's edit. Oh, I thought the comments meant OOP, but they mean Technoblade. It's just OP. OP is the person who posted this to Reddit. OOP is the person who posted the TikTok video. No, OOP is object-oriented programming. OP is original poster. In the case you're trying here, the person making the TikTok is OP. Because I guess acronyms can't mean more than one thing anymore. Wow, we have the rare 2-for-1 special here. r/I'm very smart and r/confidently incorrect all in one. Yeah, I'd say that sometimes there can be an overlap between those two subreddits. People thinking they're very smart versus people thinking they're always right. This next one thinks ableism is just a label. It was absolutely not at any expense to you or others. The privilege, ableism, and hate wrapped up into this comment is absolutely disgusting. Excuse me, ableism isn't a thing. It's a ridiculous criticism of people who don't have significant issues. It's like the term cisgender. It's an attempt to apply a label to the overwhelming majority of humanity, so they're reduced to being just another fractional group and not the world's population. You're not even close there, buddy. Ableism is I'm better than you because you were born disabled. It's discrimination of disabled people, you friggin' walnut. And Silly Viking has just one correction here. A disability doesn't have to be something one was born with for something to be ableism. OP then clarified that they were just using it as an example. And now tell me you don't know how history works. Your evidence is an article written by some random person and not actual historical data? Okay. Who do you think writes historical data? Historical data isn't written, it's interpreted by different people. So therefore, random people write down their interpretations. This person cannot wrap their mind around history books. And no, I don't mean what's in them, I mean their literal existence. And now casinos hate this one weird trick. Find a roulette table that's hit black a few times in a row and put $50 on red. That's not how statistics work. Please avoid gambling if you don't want to lose all your money. By that logic, it's better to buy a car that's already been through an accident because it's less likely to happen again. Oh, but if it's black a few times and red is due, that's just statistics. No, my dude, that's just quite literally the gambler's fallacy. No matter how many times it's hit black, the odds are still the same. And now, it's not trespassing if it's public land, right? No such thing as trespassing on public land. Yes, there absolutely is. You're not hearing me. There is no such thing as trespassing on public land. I think you mean BLM land, which I think in this case is Bureau of Land Management if you thought it was something else. Yosemite is public land, but you can definitely be charged for trespassing there. I heard you. You're wrong. You can be charged with trespassing on public land. And now this next one thinks the common cold is not a health problem. The cold is not a health problem. It's a seasonal reset/detox. You want to get the cold. What kind of logic even is this? No, it's still a friggin' virus. It's normal. Humans have caught seasonal viruses for as long as we've existed. Viruses are not caught. They're produced by the body. What? Where did you get this misinformation? I don't know, nor do I even want to know. That's not what the common cold is. It's a virus. You're wrong. Well, yeah, it's a virus, but you can't catch one. Your body produces it itself. This person is just confusing themselves at this point. This next person has quite the shower thought. Water is literally just a ball of hydrogen and 2 oxygens tied together by electricity. My man, this is a bit wrong. Yeah, this person just got a little bit backwards there. This person is saying HO2 instead of H2O. This isn't very right, and on top of it, there's 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen in water. I'd like to see your logic behind that. Just wait till you get to the rest of everything. Do you think you're better than me? Just pointing out that everything is a ball tied up with electricity. Actually incorrect. You also get rhombuses tied up with the opposite of electricity, gravity. This next one claims that ADHD doesn't exist. Wow. People are doing just what they want to do. If someone pointed a gun in your head and said, if you don't study, I'll shoot you, they would study. Basically, it's a matter of wanting or not wanting. Either no one has ADHD or everyone does. There's a reason therapy works. It's not a disease or something. It's totally normal and everyone has it. This person is literally using the, bruh, they just don't want to argument. And this comment, goodbye ADHD, hello PTSD. And now, actually, man, there are some hurt people in these comments, laughing emoji. Get over yourselves and have some self-confidence, Jesus. Actually, it's there, spelled T-H-E-R-E. Edit. Actually, it's correct because I use there and are separately, which if I did, would be there with the apostrophe R-E. Also, there, spelled T-H-E-R-E, is for a place, not people. There, spelled T-H-E-I-R, is for people, and using are separately. There, with the apostrophe R-E, is for combining there and are together for they are. Grammar teachers everywhere are just face-palming at this. And now, I love using VPNs without internet. They don't have Reddit. VPNs exist. Most of them don't have internet. So, just use a VPN. They magically give you internet. And Dr. Fish Daddy says the logic here is infallible. No internet is the ultimate way to keep from being tracked on the internet. Can't disagree with that. And for this last one, apparently 7 square miles is 7 by 7 square. According to this individual, who says, what in the actual F are you on? San Francisco is literally 7 square miles. Jesus friggin' Christ, lol. It's 7 miles east to west by 7 miles north to south, roughly. That does not equal 7 square miles. 7 times 7 is 49 square miles. And here's the Google search saying it's roughly 47 square miles, which is a lot closer to 49 than 7. Stupid F, you're literally bitching about 2.13 off and not 20 square miles like you said, which would be 400. What? 400? What is this dude even on about? Gonna have to stop this one before I confuse myself even more. So, I'd like to thank all of my channel members, especially Amethyst Phoenix, Crangus McBiscupole, Dark Garden, Jay Demby, Catalan Cormendi, Mike Hawk, Hold Up, Nightcrawler, Stormcloud the Wolf, Vicmeister1999, Zoe Horsham, and Miranda. You can join in the link below, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell, and comment what's on your mind.